Financial intelligence isn't about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you can pass it to. Most people spend their entire lives working for money when they should be making money work for them. That's not just a cute saying. That's the fundamental difference between those who build wealth and those who stay trapped in the cycle of earning and spending until they're too old to work. Robert Kiyosaki transformed how millions of people think about money with one simple concept. Financial intelligence is a skill you can develop, not a gift you're born with. And if you're still trading your time for money, still living paycheck to paycheck despite earning decent income, still confused about why wealth feels impossible, you're missing the 5 foundational steps that separate financial literacy from financial intelligence. Understanding these steps doesn't just change your bank account, it changes your entire relationship with money. I've been a financial consultant for 15 years and run multiple businesses for 8 years, managing hundreds of employees. And I can tell you from direct experience, the principles Kiyosaki teaches aren't theory. They're the exact framework wealthy people use to build and maintain generational wealth. The problem is, most people hear these concepts once, nod along, and then go right back to their old patterns. Financial intelligence requires not just understanding, but consistent application. Step 1. Make more money. This sounds obvious, but most people approach it completely wrong. They think making more money means getting a raise or working overtime. That's not making more money. That's trading more of your life for slightly higher wages. Real financial intelligence understands that making more money means creating value that the market rewards, building skills that command premium prices, or creating systems that generate income without your constant presence. Let me give you a concrete example. I consulted with a software engineer in San Francisco, making $140,000 a year. Good salary, but he was still stressed about money because his lifestyle consumed everything he made. We didn't focus on budgeting. We focused on step 1, making more money through financial intelligence. He started consulting on weekends, charging $300 an hour. Within 6 months, his side income exceeded his monthly expenses. That's financial intelligence, creating additional income streams that aren't tied to trading more time. Wealth rarely comes from noise or shortcuts. If you're ready to learn what most overlook, subscribe and walk a smarter path forward. Step 2. Protect your money. This is where most people fail catastrophically. They make more money and immediately increase their lifestyle. Taxes eat more of their income, and they end up with the same financial stress at a higher income level. Financial intelligence means understanding legal tax strategies, proper insurance, asset protection, and structuring your finances so the government and creditors can't take everything you build. Kiyosaki talks extensively about how the wealthy use corporations, LLCs, trusts, and specific investment structures not to evade taxes, but to legally minimize them. A W-2 employee pays taxes first, then lives on what's left. A business owner earns money, deducts legitimate business expenses, and then pays taxes on what remains. Same income, completely different tax burden. That's financial intelligence. I have a friend who built a real estate portfolio worth $12 million. You know what he told me his effective tax rate was last year? 11%. Meanwhile, his brother makes $80,000 as an employee and pays 22%. Financial intelligence isn't about earning more, it's about keeping more through legal, strategic structures. Step 3. Budget your money. Now we get to the part everyone thinks they're doing, but almost nobody actually does correctly. Budgeting isn't tracking expenses and hoping you don't overspend. It's giving every dollar a specific job before you earn it, automating your savings and investments, and living below your means intentionally. Not because you have to, but because you understand that the gap between earning and spending is where wealth is built. Kiyosaki emphasizes paying yourself first. Not paying bills first and saving what's left. Investing first, building assets first, and then living on what remains. This requires discipline that most people simply don't have. I worked with a couple in Montreal making a combined $190,000 a year with zero savings. Zero. When we implemented a proper budget, where 20% went to investments automatically, they screamed that it was impossible. 6 months later, they had $15,000 saved and hadn't even noticed the lifestyle change. Step 4. Grow your money. Here's where financial intelligence separates from financial literacy. Literacy is knowing you should save. Intelligence is understanding compound growth, asset appreciation, cash flow, and leverage. It's not enough to save money in a bank account earning 1% while inflation runs at 3%. You're losing purchasing power. Financial intelligence puts money into assets that appreciate, generate cash flow, or ideally both. Real estate, index funds, businesses, intellectual property. These are assets that grow. Your car, your clothes, your fancy dinners, these are expenses that depreciate or disappear. Kiyosaki's entire philosophy centers on buying assets that put money in your pocket and avoiding liabilities that take money out. Sounds simple. Almost nobody does it consistently. I gave a lecture in Austin about asset accumulation, and someone asked me what the best investment was. I said, the one you understand, can manage well, and will commit to for at least 10 years. There is no magic investment. There's only financial intelligence applied consistently over time. I know people who've built millions in real estate, others in index funds, others in businesses. The vehicle matters less than the intelligence guiding it. Now, I run multiple businesses. I manage hundreds of employees. And I can tell you that creating educational content like this, researching proven financial principles, translating complex concepts into actionable steps, producing videos that genuinely help people transform their financial trajectory, requires substantial investment from my team and me. We do this because financial intelligence isn't taught in schools, and most people are stumbling through life financially illiterate through no fault of their own. If this resonates, if you're serious about developing real financial intelligence instead of just consuming content, subscribe to this channel. It helps us continue this work, and it tells me you're someone committed to real change. I prioritize responding to subscribers because you're the ones taking this seriously. Step 5. Improve your financial information. This is the step most people completely ignore. They make decisions based on emotions, opinions from broke friends, headlines from sensationalist media, or advice from people who have never built wealth. Financial intelligence requires learning from those who have achieved what you want, studying actual financial statements, understanding economic trends, and continuously educating yourself. Kiyosaki emphasizes financial education over formal education. He's not anti-education, he's pro-financial education. A PhD won't teach you cash flow. An MBA won't teach you asset protection. You need to actively seek financial intelligence through books, mentors, real-world experience, and learning from both successes and failures. I read at least 50 books a year on finance, business, psychology, and economics. I attend seminars, I hire coaches, I study people who are more successful than me. That's not because I don't know enough, it's because financial intelligence is dynamic. The strategies that worked 20 years ago need updating. The tax laws change, the markets evolve. If you stop learning, you start losing. Let me give you the brutal truth about these 5 steps. Knowing them changes nothing. Applying them changes everything. I've met thousands of people who've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, nodded along, felt inspired for a week, and then did absolutely nothing different. They're still broke, still stressed, still blaming the economy, their boss, their circumstances. Financial intelligence isn't passive knowledge, it's active application. Make more money through value creation. Protect it through legal structures and tax strategies. Budget it with discipline and automation. Grow it through intelligent asset allocation. Improve your information through continuous education. Do these 5 things consistently for 5 years, and your financial life will be unrecognizable. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one of these 5 steps where you're weakest. Just one. For the next 30 days, focus exclusively on improving that step. If it's making more money, develop one new income stream. If it's protection, consult with a tax strategist or attorney. If it's budgeting, automate your investments. If it's growth, open an investment account and start. If it's information, read one financial book and implement one concept. Financial intelligence isn't complicated, it's just uncommon. Most people won't do these things because they require short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. They require discipline when everyone around you is being impulsive. They require learning when it's easier to stay ignorant. But the people who do these things consistently, they build the kind of wealth that changes families for generations. I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 steps is your biggest weakness right now? Be honest. Drop it in the comments. And tell me where you're watching from. United States, Canada, Mexico, France, somewhere else? Let's have a real conversation about building financial intelligence. Before you leave, check out the video in the description and on the end screen about building your first income-producing asset. It's the perfect next step after understanding these 5 principles. Remember, financial intelligence is a skill. You can develop it, but only if you start. And now,